Test, test, test. Here we go.
You're listening to the Ranked Podcast, where your hosts, Nick Norris, Aaron Patterson, and Justin Knight, are on the hunt for the most iconic year in sports history.
It's 1994. No, it's 1944. It's the worst year in modern sports history.
It's a great start.
Why is it the worst year, Aaron? World War II. That's why. You don't have to answer.
There's probably worse years.
Oh my gosh!
In modern sports history, this is probably it.
Yeah.
Literally nothing is happening because America's in the war now, and everybody's focused on shooting each other. Thousands of major and minor league players, including many of the game's best known stars, such as Joe DiMaggio, Bob Feller, Ted Williams, Joe Garagiola, Yogi Berra, many others, Jackie Robinson, Hank Greenberg, were trading in their flannels for khaki. And 638 soon-to-be famous NFL players, coaches, and owners joined the military during World War II. But because so many men left for war, some women picked up the slack. There were several female baseball teams during this time. This was also supposed to be a year of a Summer Olympics, but it was canceled because nobody could stop shooting each other. So this should probably be our lowest ranked year yet. But let's see. Aaron, do you have some inventions for us?
Well, I had a list that ended up going down to one after I fact-checked them all, and they were of the likes of sunscreen and the first digital calculator and a bunch of others, but those are all bullcrap. Or at least they apparently have someone who claims to have invented them in 1944, but more credible sources say they were invented otherwise. So the only one I have for you is the assault rifle. Imagine.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Fitting.
I would have figured that one out this year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. I have one more. I forgot. Eric Wallenberg and Ruben Rousing invent
Great.
a way.
They invented those guys that year.
All right, shut up.
Okay.
They invented a way to package milk in paper and start the company Tetra Pak. That's it. That's all I got.
Is that company still around?
I have no idea. That's all I got. I just thought it was cool because they could put milk in paper, and they thought that was awesome. So
Tetra Pak? Let's see.
Tetra
Looks like
Pak.
it's still around.
I could have sworn.
Tetrapak.
I thought they had assault weapons in World War One.
I guess not. I guess that was a 44 invention, unless Aaron has failed us miserably. And if so, that's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not going to call him
Google's
out
failed me, homie. So.
Well, speaking of failing us, Justin, why don't you start us off within the year of sports on January 1st here? Good a time as any.
All right. We had the 30th Rose Bowl, which Southern Cal beat 12th ranked Washington 29-0. Not much of a game. You also had the 10th Sugar Bowl, which Georgia Tech beat Tulsa. The only time you'll ever see those two teams in the Sugar Bowl. Georgia Tech won 2018. And then you also had the 10th Orange Bowl. LSU beat Texas A&M 19-14. January 23rd, the Detroit Red Wings scored 15 goals against the New York Rangers with an NHL record 37 points. Wow. Also recorded consecutive goals and most lopsided game, 15-0. January 27th, Casey Stengel, manager of the Boston Braves since 1938, resigns. Lou Perini, Gildo Rugo, and Joseph Maney buy control of the Boston Braves. Good for them. 50-year-old Joe Nuxall signs a contract to play baseball with the Cincinnati Reds just one day after playing in a high school basketball game. He debuted later that year, youngest player in MLB history, and that was February 18th.
That's pretty. Imagine being a 15-year-old making a Major League Baseball money. I mean, I'm sure they probably gave him like half a peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah, probably.
But That'd be crazy. 15 years old playing against guys in their 30s.
Yeah, seriously.
According to Googs, Tetra Pak was founded in 1943, and apparently now, thanks to their aseptic processing and packaging technology, food and drink can be distributed and stored without refrigeration or preservatives for many months. So do with that what you will.
Great, I will. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, why don't you hit up March for us? March through June.
I will as soon as I get over there. You know, back in the day.
Into 1944. Go get your time machine.
And 6th NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Utah defeats Dartmouth 42-40. Y'all want me to talk that slow this whole time?
Please don't, actually.
Yeah, that's
Please,
fair.
if you don't mind.
April 13th, Stanley Cup final was the Montreal Canadiens, and they beat the Chicago Blackhawks in overtime to sweep. The April 19th, 1944 NFL Draft, Angelo Bartelli from University of Notre Dame was first picked by the Boston Yanks. Interesting. June 6th, World War II. All Major League Baseball games are canceled in honor of the D-Day landings in northern France. June 22nd, longest shutout in Phillies history. Phillies beat Braves 1-0 in 15 innings.
That is the most boring game in the world.
Yes, it is.
15 innings, 1-0.
Mm.
D-Day. It's a big event, not for sports, but
Yeah,
big
it
event.
depends on how you look at it.
Yeah. August 20th, we had the PGA Championship. Bob Hamilton wins his only major title. One up in the 36-hole final over heavily favored Byron Nelson. December 2nd, the 10th Heisman Trophy Award. Still a young award at this point. Probably didn't mean that much. Les Harbaugh of Ohio State, quarterback. December 3rd, temporary merger of two NFL teams, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Chicago Cardinals, dissolves at the finish of the season. World War II ends before start of 1945 season, so both teams resume normal operations. They didn't have enough players to field two teams. They had to combine.
Jeez.
Ugh, what a nightmare. That had to be like a PR crisis, too. December 17th, National Football League Championship. Green Bay Packers beat the New York Giants 14-7 for sixth and final league title under longtime coach Curly Lambeau. And December 28th, this is already finishing out the year, 7.5 minutes in. Montreal right wing Maurice Rocket Richard becomes the first player in NHL history to score 8 points in one game with 5 goals and 3 assists in the Canadiens' 9-1 win.
That's pretty
Detroit
big. I'm going to
Red
rank
Wings.
this an 8 in honor of that man.
Aaron, do you have any records for us for this year?
Oh, crap. Yeah, I always get caught off guard. I don't have many, believe it or not. But apparently, some man by the name of Ching Du Kim claims to kick a 78-yard field goal. And I do highlight the claims part.
Say nobody saw him do it. He just
Apparently
claims.
not. I don't know. I found this on some record-keeping website, and they literally had 2 things. And I'm
I feel like
telling you those 2 things.
I feel like he was sitting outside of a high school football game and saw somebody kick one. He was like, well, I've kicked a 78-yarder. I could do that. And somebody's just like, yep. And that's
You'll
how
write
they
that
got
down.
started. Write that down.
And this, I forgot this was the other one. This is awful. I don't even think you can count this, but whatever. Longest birthday card exchange. Mary Wheaton and Pat Shardello
What?
have been exchanging the same birthday card since 1944. That's all it said. I don't know if that's still to this day or. So.
Surely they're dead.
There you go. There you go. I don't know what to tell you. That's what the website said. That's all I could find on the Googs, and that's what you get.
One of them,
So,
at the very least, is dead. There's no way they're both still alive exchanging
Hey,
birthday
anything's
cards. But
possible.
good on them.
wait, it's
anything
only
is possible.
44. That's. Oh, they could easily be alive.
Yeah, but we're not saying they were born in 44.
Right.
Saying they started exchanging cards in 44.
Yeah, so they're probably 12.
They also had to be old enough to realize that would be funny. So they got to be pretty old. I'll look into that while
I'm gonna bank on them being youngsters when they started, and I'm gonna say they started at 12, and now they are in their early 90s.
Okay. Well, Justin, why don't you read out the famous birthdays and deaths of this year? Because there's a whole lot of deaths, and
Yeah.
I'll be looking that up.
At
So
least we know it's not Mary Wheaton and whatever the other one's name is.
so the assault weapon, from what I looked up, so they said some of them were invented around the late 1890s. I don't know.
Let's see. Matt Wheaton
I
and
didn't hear what he said, so I don't know.
Pat Sciardello. Did you
That's
say you
okay.
looked it up, Justin?
Yeah, I just looked up something on the assault weapon, and they said some of the earliest ones were invented around the 1890s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It says that they're from Florida. I don't know if they're still alive or not. I'm going to say. No. But
All right. So some birthdays here for this year. Wrestler Rocky Johnson, boxer Joe Frazier, and basketball player Rick Barry. Okay, and then deaths. So you had a number of ball players who would lose their lives in combat. You had two major leaguers, Captain Elmore J. Judean, I have no idea. A U.S. Army Air Force pilot and former player for the Washington Senators, died over France on April 20th, 1944. And the Marine First Lieutenant Harry M. O'Neill, Philadelphia Athletics, was killed in action on Iwo Jima, March 6, 1945. Hundreds of minor league, semi-pro, and amateur players also died during the war. You had 23 NFL players who would lose their lives during the war. Two professional football players, Maurice Britt and Jack Loomis, both earned the Medal of Honor. You know, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, what a name. American judge and first commissioner of baseball, dies at the age of 78.
Okay. I lost my audio for a second. Anything I need to re-record, I'll probably do that. But yeah, I don't think I got to say. I think it stopped before I could. I can't see anything that says that Mary Wheaton or Pat Sciardello have died, so we're gonna assume they're both still alive. So good on them. Yeah.
How about that?
How about that? Well, now the time is.
I think I know why I want to rank every episode so low, and it's because I can't hear a third of it, and that's probably why. So I miss
We
out
got
a
to figure
lot
out
of
something.
events.
Justin's audio sounds fine to people listening to the podcast, but to us through the phone, I guess it's headphones or something. They don't. They're very.
Yeah, it's probably my head.
Justin's
it's probably
always the odd one out. So
it's probably my headphones.
freaking
It's gotta be.
PlayStation to everything.
Well, headphones, I have a good headset now.
Let's talk about some weird things that happened this year, if you don't mind. I've only got one this week, as I usually do, but it's a pretty good one. Shoppers start a stampede at a Chicago department store in pursuit of. Anybody want to guess? This is anybody want to guess what some people in the 40s would storm a department store for?
The pickled okra recipe.
That sounds like something old people would like. What about you, Justin?
Excuse me, say it again.
What would people stampede a Chicago department store in the 40s for?
Probably canned goods, since it's
Canned
during war.
Like pickled
Those
okra
are both
recipes.
very good suggestions. It's actually alarm clocks.
Oh,
A March
yeah, that's
19
important too.
A March 1944 alarm clock sale at a Chicago department store made headlines when approximately 2,500 people crammed into the store to purchase one of the 1,500 Westclock alarms. And in the process, 3 women fainted, several clerks were trampled, and 4 showcase windows were shattered. The police were called to the scene to restrain the alarm clock loving crowd.
That's all it gives you. Doesn't say why.
No. I don't.
Nothing says why there was 2,000 people. It just gives you the information. It's done.
It
No
just
explanation.
says they were there for alarm clocks. That's all it says.
Was there gold in it?
They
Like gunpowder they needed for the war or
They're
something?
clocks.
Like, there's got to be
they're
something.
clocks that they beep when you set it to a certain time, and people really wanted one.
Is that when they were invented? Did I miss that?
I don't think so, because they would have went on sale.
I don't.
It wasn't like this is the first time they went on the market. This was like they were having a special. So I don't know what people do, why they do,
Stupid.
but that's what they did. Well, in 15 minutes, we have finished up this episode, so let's rank it. How about it? 1944. Let's go through our rankings once again. 2016 is still our reigning contender with a 91. Behind it, we have 1980 with a 90. Behind that, we have last week's episode, 1974, with an 80. After that, we have 1991 with a 72, followed by 2003 with a 63, and 1927 with a 42. What do we want to give 1944, a year in which absolutely nothing happened?
So I said I was going to give it an 8 and honor that guy. I'm still going to honor that by giving it an 18 because I think we're going to need the lower levels for when we get into like 200 BC.
We're going to do that?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man. 200 BC, there's got to be something that popped
I thought
off.
the furthest
there's cavemen kicking around rocks.
I thought the furthest we'd go back would be like 1850 or whenever baseball was invented. I didn't know we were going to go back to caveman times.
Nah.
We can.
Yeah,
we can go.
We're going to go back to
There's probably some big stuff
the
happening.
gladiators, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
you
cool.
can do the gladiators.
That
Now that's pretty interesting.
That would be interesting. Maybe we'll do that pretty soon. We'll do an episode like that. Maybe we may have to like cover a 100-year period though, like to get enough information.
So,
yeah, 18.
So I'm giving it an 18.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. What do you got, Justin?
Jesus.
I'll give it a 21.
Okay, 6, 18, and 21. What is that?
Oh, am I supposed to be doing the math?
Yo, you're a math guy. Yeah. 6, 18, and a 21.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I should do that math. And I was
15.
like, nah, he's just going
Say
to
a
listen
15?
to Justin anyways.
Yeah.
All right, a 15. That is going to take a while for us to find one lower than that. So,
I mean, I already found one, 200 BC. dude.
maybe. We haven't looked into it. That'd been a big year.
I don't know, though. If you think about gladiators, I mean, people were killing each other, so I think I'd rank that pretty high.
We'd have to see. We'd have to see who was fighting in those gladiator arenas. It couldn't just be any scrubs. We need some big names. Anyway, this has been the Ranked Podcaster. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at email, through email. Reach us
at email.
just reach us at an email, any one that you choose. If you send it to every combination of words, eventually one will make it to us. Or you can just do ranked sportspod at gmail.com.
And remember, this was the year 1974.
And you can follow us on Instagram at Ranked Sports Pod and Facebook. Leave us a nice review if you don't so mind. And thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out.
200 BC.
200 BC maybe. We'll think about it. That'll be that.
Okay.
Adios.
All right, bye.
Test. Here we go.
You've been listening to Ranked, the most iconic year in sports history. Please remember to like and subscribe.